Hello everyone, welcome to this mini training on fear of being seen and confidence in sharing your gifts, using your voice, showing up, and being in the world, right? So why I want to talk about this today is because I find that oftentimes we are working through our own habits and tendencies to not be seen, to kind of be in the back corner, kind of hiding, low-key hiding, just let everyone else kind of take the stage, let them shine. I'm good, I'm not gonna shine, I'm just gonna do my thing over here. And I find that creates a little separateness. So when you are creative, or sometimes even calling yourself creative, sometimes people are like, I don't know if I could call myself that. So one, there's also a claiming of like yourself as an artist or a healer or someone that wants to help people, right? There's a claiming of that. And then in claiming that, there's a stepping into it. There's okay, this is who I am, and we're also beyond who we say we are, right? And I want to share this with the world. Okay, so then you go to share something with the world, and you're like, wait, no, I'm gonna be over here, and you go again. So there's this ebb and flow of like wanting to be seen and then wanting to hide. And why does that happen? It happens because it's vulnerable to one, put your gifts out there, put your voice out there. It's a little vulnerable because it's like, well, what happens if people look at me like this, or people perceive me like this? And so instead of actually going and doing it, you stop yourself because of all the stories and all the voices around you. And most of them are in your head, and most of them we've created, right? And maybe sometimes some of them are true, and someone has said this about you, or someone has said this, and even going back to like childhood, or maybe something that your parents said about you that just stuck with you, and you're like, I'm not that's not me. So you try so hard to not be something that someone said you were. Because again, we don't like to be put in, at least I can speak for myself, I don't like to be put in any sort of box, any label. Oh, she's this, or she's that, and she does. Like, I like to just be me, right? So that's what I want to invite all of you to be yourselves, is to be yourselves fully, right? But what comes up around being yourself fully, or at least that I've learned in my process of blossoming, right? There's this opening up, and then there's this little bit of contraction. This is opening up, and that's a little bit of the process. Is opening up, and then kind of wanting to protect, and then opening up and wanting to protect. But I find that the more you do it, the more you show up, and you're like, I'm me, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm just gonna be myself. And just be open to that, and then see what happens. See what comes up for you. See what comes up in your body. So if you have a fear around what people think, what you're gonna look like, and how you're gonna be received, those are all fears, right? So how do we work with fear? We move towards it, and we do the things that scare us. And we step out of the box that we put ourselves in, or that society put us in, and we try something new, try something different. So what I always like to tell people is go, do the thing you're scared of, and then from there you learn along the way. So like, someone asked me the other day, how do you just get up on camera and just start talking and doing this and that? And they were like, I want you to teach me how to do that, and teach me teach me X, Y, and Z, right? And while I have you here, I'm gonna give you the tips for that. And it comes down to practice, leaning into the resistance, and doing it anyways. And then by that process, you build confidence. You build or add to, in a way, your self-esteem, because now you are trusting yourself. It's like, oh, I did this. It's not so bad. Okay, let me do it again. And let me try this again. Or let me show up again. Let me keep showing up. Keep showing up. And that is what builds the confidence and the trust. Consistency. Consistency. So let's think about consistency in a relationship, or consistency in your business, consistency in your personal, self-care journey. If there's not consistency, then there's not like a foundation, there's not like a trust, there's not like a coming back to. So even in a relationship too, there's not consistency, then you start to question, well, what is this? And where is this going? And do we have some sort of trust here, some sort of foundation? Especially if it's up and down, what's the foundation? What's the root of keeping it contained, right? Or keeping us supported. So when it comes down to the fear of doing something, the fear of being seen, the fear of showing up, and I'm not confident, come back to the foundation. What's my foundation? And what allows me to feel safe? What allows me to feel rooted, to feel in my body? What are you consistently doing to help you bring you back into your body, back into your heart, back into your practices? So that is a little bit on fear of being seen. Tips: do it anyways. Show up, see what happens, see what comes up, see what arises. And then when you continue to do the thing, show up, be seen, get uncomfortable, you build trust with yourself. And then the third point is getting back to what keeps you rooted. So when you are fearful and when you are worried about being seen or how or what people are saying about you, come back to you, your practice of just being with you. And I would love to share more about all of this, but I'm gonna keep it short and sweet today, and there's so much more coming. So stay tuned, and here's a little freebie training, and yeah, I love you all.